Hello, I'm Vara,
And I'm Roxy.
and you're listening to VCR. Hey, Roxy, how you doing?
Hi. I'm good, good, good.
We get feeling good from our adventure yesterday?
Oh, it's tired, but good.
I bet. So there's no real clever intro into this, so we're just gonna jump into it. Me and Roxy went to the Texas Renaissance to the Texas Renaissance Festival yesterday. Can't even speak today. It
I'm so
was
tired.
I am. I'm so tired. I will tell you this. It's a fun time, a great time. It is one of the largest Renaissance festivals, I think, in the nation, and is definitely the largest one in Texas.
hmm
And it is quite delightful, a lot of fun. I don't go every year. I only go like every few years or so. But it was a great time, and hopefully, if you're in Texas during the from October until November, you'll come back down and check out the Renaissance Festival, as so many
Is it
people
through
do.
Thanksgiving or through like December 1st?
No, it's through Thanksgiving. So once Thanksgiving hits, that's pretty much it. The Renaissance Fair is over, but it opens up in October and rolls over until then. So we're going to explain our little thrills and adventures from the Renaissance Fair. That way you kind of have an idea of what you may or may not get into once you're there. So this is kind of an interesting one because Roxy, this is your first time going to the Renaissance,
Yes,
huh?
my first time.
And how did you like it for your first time?
I enjoyed it. It was a little hot, but it was still fun. If I want to go again, I want to dress up next time.
Definitely.
I felt out of place because I
Yeah,
was dressed like a normal.
I totally understand it. Totally understand it. So, the thing about the Renaissance Fair is every weekend is a different theme. And we ended up, like, for the kids at the superheroes and supervillains
hmm
weekend. So I just threw on a Superman t-shirt. Roxy had a female supervillains t-shirt. Other people were, a lot of women were in the Wonder Woman t-shirt type of
Yeah.
situation. Quite a few guys in the Superman ones. But I'm gonna tell you this,
I saw a lot of Ravens too. I
a
was like,
lot of
see,
Ravens, a
I
lot of
would
Batmans.
get another.
But like a lot of people just came in very creative stuff, like
Oh yeah.
whether it was Renaissance or a Viking type of a thing or
hmm
just a combination. There's this one guy, it was the best one. It took me a minute to realize it. So, two guys came as Luigi and Mario, but in Renaissance attire. And I was like, that was brilliant. And then Roxy had to point this out to me. So I'm in my Superman t-shirt, and this guy walks up to me in full Renaissance wear, but he's wearing the Superman colors. So it took me a minute to realize he's Renaissance Superman. Uh,
Yeah.
so it was great. It was really, really great. Did you see any costumes there that just really stood out to you
Oh,
that
I
you
saw
really enjoyed?
so many that I can't remember any right now, but there were
Mm.
so many really good ones out there. The girl that had the wings that were the flowers.
Oh yes,
Those were so pretty. It was
those
like
were
cherry
very.
blossom wings or something. They were so gorgeous.
They had a lot of fairies running around, and I think me and Roxy can agree. There was one woman there who both got our attention when we were eating, and the one in white who was walking by. That you're like
Oh, I was like, hello.
that.
I was like, hello, ladies. I was like,
So
wow,
I didn't get to see
she is gorgeous.
I didn't get to see her front because like the way I was faced, I saw her walking to the back and I was like,
Her
wow, that
costume was great.
frame, yeah, that frame was perfect. Her costume was
She was really beautiful.
magnificent. But I didn't get to see the front, so I don't know. Uh, but it was a fun time. It is hot, so that's kind of the issue that you'll find at the Renaissance, and that's kind of the issue that you'll find in Texas. The weather
Yeah,
here is.
anywhere, anything that you go to, if it's outdoors,
Mhm.
heat's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it is honestly, so it is November. Today is November the
10th.
10th. And I'm going to tell you what the weather is like for today. That way you kind of have an idea of what kind of um
It is 74 degrees outside right now.
yeah, well, according to me in my area, it's 77 right now, but it's going to be a high of 82 and a low of 70. So it's November and we're in the 80s. But
Yeah.
that's almost year round for us.
It'll be
But
Christmas Day, same weather.
yeah, no, seriously, it might be a warm Christmas and maybe a warm Thanksgiving. Every now and then it starts cooling off, oh, like later in November for us, but it's one of those
And by
damn.
cooling off, that just means it gets into the 70s and stays
Yeah,
there.
and it's a pleasant day, and that's
Right.
that's what we're having type of thing. So when you go to the Renaissance Festival, let's jump into this. Things that you probably should wear and shouldn't wear to the Renaissance, things that you should take with you. Because when I got there, I kind of remembered some stuff, but it had been like 7 years since the last time I've been to the Renaissance. And so I remembered I'm going to take a backpack because you can take a backpack. And I had went online to see like what kind of restrictions, and it was like, oh, you can bring in an empty water bottle or a sealed water bottle type of situation. So I took an empty one and then a few other things, and Roxy put a few things in the backpack, and we went in with that. But then I had sunglasses, but I really should have brought in a hat as well. Like, I really
Y'all
should
gonna be
have.
burning.
Like I'm bald. I don't have any hair to protect me, but like I really should have brought in like a cap of some sort
Or at least put sunscreen on.
or something, or suntan oil with a little sunscreen in it. Like anything would have been helpful because it's just you and the elements. There are trees around,
Hmm.
but it's you and mostly that sun
Yeah.
shining down on you. And so you should definitely take I'm gonna say you should definitely take a bottle of water because the water
Yes.
there is kind of pricey. We got a smart water, like both, and that was like $8 each for a smart water when you can pay way less for that at
Yeah.
Costco. So that
I
kind
think
of
you
situation.
can bring a bottle and then you can just refill your bottle with whatever water that they have there.
Yeah, and they do have water fountains there and everything. So uh you have that kind of a situation. I strongly recommend not doing what I did and wear blue jeans because I wore blue jeans and yeah, that was not the best of ideas.
You
With
wore
how
the wrong blue jeans, is
I
what
was
you
wearing
said.
yeah, my blue jeans are also a little tight, and so that entire drive up there, I feel bad for Roxy. All I'm doing is like fucking readjusting my jeans because it's like
I was asleep, so
yeah, she fell asleep after a little bit, but I was like, God dang it. Like, damn it, Bobby, these pants ain't right.
I know it was a little like my
Mhm.
jeans were a little bit glued onto me. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, and Roxy's jeans, if anything, were more glued onto her than like even my jeans. And so I would recommend shorts or more looser fitting clothing type of
Hmm.
situation. And
Breathable fabrics if possible.
definitely. And for those of you who want to dress up, I'm not saying don't dress up, but mind you, you're going consider a
Yeah. Consider
lighter,
the heat when you can put
yes.
on your costume.
Because there was a family there and I kept watching them and I was kind of laughing to myself. So it was a guy, his wife, and their baby. And the mom and the dad were both in full-on Spider-Man costumes, and the baby was also in a Spider-Man costume.
Mhm.
Super cute. They were matching. But after a little bit, when we're making our rounds, because those are big fairgrounds, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
So let me throw this in. You're going to be walking a lot, comfortable shoes. I
Yes.
did not understand the women who are wearing heels there.
I was like, how? First of all, how are your ankles holding up on all of this?
They're not.
Because it's not like flat ground.
Mm-mm. It's
I was like, "Ah,
rocky, dirt ground. I mean,
kudos.
it's like nature. So yeah, no, it's
I mean,
definitely not.
kudos to you in those heels, but I
Mhm.
do not recommend.
Yeah, I get it, commitment, but there's certain commitments you don't have to make, like
Mm-mm.
marriage. Anyway, so what ends up happening is like so the mom and the dad were, I saw them in the beginning, and then they were at the little pony things, the little pony rides. And so the kid was on a pony, and no joke, like the mom had her because it was like a jumpsuit Spider-Man. She had it rolled down to her waist, and she was just in her sports bra because it was just that hot.
It's so
And
hot.
and the
Yeah.
thing is, if she was a thin, well-built woman, so the thing is, fatter people like myself kind of run hot. She was clearly hot because she had to like peel off that Spider-Man outfit. And
Isn't it mainly like poly nylon or something like that? So that is
I
not breathable.
don't know. They don't really make those for guys like me, but but like either way, it was a pretty, like I said, intense heat type of day.
hmm
So I would definitely,
Bring an
definitely,
umbrella. Some people had umbrellas to kind of block the sun. That's very
yes,
helpful.
those were very smart people who had
hmm
umbrellas for blocking the sun type of situation. And also just
hmm
because there's a chance of rain too. So those are things that we strongly recommend. If anything, definitely the comfy shoes, lighter
Yes.
clothing. I was telling Roxy as a joke, but it may actually be something I do. Like if I ever dressed up for this, it would have to be in like the monk's outfit. And I would just be free balling under there because it's just too hot to like
You get one of those little fans and just put it.
yeah, just put it in there because oh my God, like those that would probably be the only really appropriate attire with like an alb that big that will allow air in because oh my God, it's super hot, super
It
hot.
is so hot.
So that's kind of my suggestion there. Another
I don't know. Oh,
suggestion.
Girly might have been onto something with her little chain link.
Oh my God. So let's talk about that real quick. So let's jump into the costumes. If you look, some people are very creative. Some people
hmm
are very, very creative, and some people are just very risque, and I mean very, very risque.
Very risque, and
So
I'm here for it.
yes, and we went to a I mean, don't get me wrong, there are beautiful women running around in some clever,
Oh,
clever
yes, yes.
costumes. But this little girl, oh my, there was nothing clever to it. It was just what
It's
she
just very
decided.
risque.
Yeah, it was
And I
decided what
give her
she.
kudos because she
Mhm.
was wearing it. She pulled it off.
Yeah, so this young lady basically went in as like a gypsy or imagine Slave Leia's outfit, right? But with a chain link brassiere and massive gaps in those chain links.
Yeah,
And
they're
she would.
tiny little chain links, but you can see straight through.
Yeah, and I mean each link had to have been like maybe a quarter size that connected another one, so you can see right through it, and maybe even a little bit
I
bigger
would
than a
say dime
quarter.
size.
Oh no, I would definitely say quarter
Quarter
size.
is too big. I would definitely say dime.
Okay, all right, I'll give dime size. We'll meet in the middle and say nickel sized, and
Dime.
and then what happens is she's not wearing a bra under there, so you can literally see everything. Like even Roxy had to say, "Are her nipples just out?" And I looked and I was like. Huh.
I was like,
Yeah,
wait,
they
I was
are.
like, is she wearing like a nude thing under there? Or is
Nope.
it she's just out?
She's just out.
I was
The
like,
only
oh, and I was blinded by the sun, so I couldn't really see, and I didn't want to be staring and gawking at the poor girl. But she looked amazing, and I was like, she's got to be in her 20s because I would have worn that in my 20s.
yeah, like
I was like,
but
I love that top. I was like, you think they have one in my size?
very see-through. You could see it. She might as well have not actually worn a top at all. That's just how exposed it was. So you're gonna see interesting things and fun things like that at the Renaissance. You're gonna see people in their Viking wear and
hmm
I mean, there's real even though it's Renaissance, there's no real set rule for the costumes. You come dressed as you want. So
Yeah, there was
people
like pirates, barbarians,
exactly.
Vikings, the gypsies,
You
the
had
wenches.
winches, you had winches everywhere. You had pirate winches, and then it was very cute, very fun. You had some people who really, really went all out on the makeup and everything. Like the green girl who I
hmm
was talking to when you went to the bathroom with the
Oh
antlers
yeah,
in her
yeah, the
head.
girl in the green.
Yes, oh my God, her costume was fabulous, but it was really
hmm
like out there type of thing. Like I felt bad for her because like again that heat, you know.
I can't imagine like the makeup would have been running off of me.
Yeah, no, like I'm surprised the makeup was not running off of her. And
Yeah,
it
it
was
looked really
full
good.
body from head to toe. Like she was painted green and all this other stuff. Did an amazing job. And others who are just running around as superheroes,
Yeah,
just
even anime heroes.
yes,
And
anime heroes were there as well. It
Mhm.
was really interesting. Anyone could show up and it was wonderful. I will say this, it was super packed when we got there, wasn't it?
Oh gosh, it
Hmm.
was so packed. The line just to get into the grounds was nuts.
Yeah, we waited a minute before we could actually get in, and I had to go get my ticket from Will Call, and I was like, damn, that was we had to go walk a whole line to get
Yeah.
in line, only to wait in line to get in.
Yeah, it was like line after line after line after line.
Yes, I was
Oh my
like,
God. And then we got in.
yes,
That was just to get,
that was just to get in. I was like,
yeah.
oh my God.
Now, I
So
will say I
mhm.
was very, very grateful for the bathroom situation.
Yes, they
No
are
porta
thoughtful.
potties. The bathroom was actual toilets with
Mm,
sinks and soap, and you could wash your hands, and it's flushable.
yes.
Like,
So I will say it's very
so grateful.
thoughtful. Like even before you get to
And
the Renaissance,
hmm
they have bathrooms off to the side for you.
hmm
And I think they do that because of the fact that
Such a long
uh,
drive.
it is, especially if you're coming from Houston to the Renaissance Fair, that is about an hour and a half drive, and it feels like every bit of 3 hours that you're driving.
No, so it
Like
did.
I told Roxy, shit, it feels we could have gotten to San Antonio faster than
I
this.
swear.
I mean, we were, and San Antonio's like 3 hours
3 hours.
away from
Yeah.
Houston. And it's like, Jesus. But it is a hell of a drive. It really is. Depending on where you're coming from, like, especially if you're coming, and people come from all over Texas to the Renaissance.
hmm
And so you got them coming from San Antonio, Austin, even out of state to come to our Renaissance Fair because it's so massive. I will say this that, so you're going to need patience or to get there early. They do offer campgrounds if you wanted to do that. So you could do the campground thing. It's too hot for me to even consider that. Uh,
I don't camp, so absolutely
yes,
not.
there's that too.
Mm-mm.
But there are hotels there that, you can stay at that are close to the Renaissance that you can just kind of run back and forth to. But on that note, before we get into funsies and shows and all that other stuff, let's be brutally honest. It's not a cheap date, that's for sure.
It's
I
not a
was
cheap experience.
No, it really isn't. And I was talking to Rob. So before we did the show, I was talking to Roxy, and I was telling her, we need to mention this because I did the math for it. I was like, we spent a lot of money, and it's just me and Roxy, right? And the truth is, did it feel like we did a whole lot of events to you?
No.
No, it didn't for me either. But between the food, the one event that we paid for, which was the mead tasting, the
Which I highly recommend.
yes, oh my God, that was delightful. The mead tasting, buying a couple of the stuff that we bought, including the food, no joke, came up to just a little over $400. So that you will spend some money there. And that's just me and Roxy. Can you imagine like a family of four?
No.
I cannot, or even five, or just a family of three. Like that's expensive. I mean, it was like, so if you divide that, we blew maybe about 200 each doing
Yeah.
this. And we can kind of give you an idea of the things that we bought. That way you have an idea of what
Hmm.
400 will get you. So food, definitely. So the first round of food, when we got there, we got a turkey leg, sausage on a stick. Roxy got an adult tasty beverage. I
I
got
had
a
a margarita.
regular, huh?
I had a margarita.
She had a margarita. I had a regular drink. And that ran about close to $50, just those four items,
About
right?
that. Yeah.
And then I had bought a beer for a friend of mine who was there. So that again, that ran into $50. Plus you do a tip because you got to tip first before you pay for the food
Yeah.
on their systems. So it's like, wow, jerks. So then you do that. And then we ended up just kind of milling around, and then we ended up getting we're going over to the jousting, and we got a couple of other drinks, and that wasn't $50, but still, that was like kind of we paid for those drinks, and then we found a honey shop, and we got a couple of jars of honey, lip balm, and then let's see what else. Really, trinket wise, the little flower crown
Oh
Roxy
yeah,
was
my little
wearing.
crown.
And then really we bought two bottles of mead. We paid for the mead tasting. And then on our way out, we grabbed dinner. there. So that was a baked potato and what they call Irish nachos. And I had, and then the two bottles of water. And then let's see what else. On the way out, we grabbed some sweet treats. So
Hmm.
she got chocolate covered strawberries. I got a chocolate covered banana. We also paid for the better parking, which is $25 to get closer because if not, then you got to park way
Then
there.
you gotta walk like miles and
Yeah.
miles.
And so all together, oh, and then just a couple of tips here and there for people who are dressed up and you want photo
Oh
ops
yeah,
with. Um, there are some I will admit, the ones who dressed as the Sanderson sisters,
they were good.
they
They
were
looked so good.
and Roxy fell in love with this angel who
Oh,
was
she was
there.
beautiful. Oh
Uh,
my God. She looked like a statue.
yes,
She was
she was
beautiful.
quite remarkable. It was a lot of fun, but altogether
And she
that
never talked. She just like cooed and
yeah,
giggled.
she was just great. All together, all said and done, at the end of the day, that was over $400. So you're looking at, on average, 200 per person. I don't know if that gets better or worse if you have kids, because they have toy shops, and of course, the kids are going to want toys. They got sweeties everywhere, so the kids are going to want the sweeties. Oh, and I'm
Hmm.
lying. Yeah, that's also including a bag of kettle corn that I bought,
Your crack.
so my crack corn, which was again all included in that 400 right there. So you're looking on average about $200 a person.
Yeah.
So, and if you do the premium parking, $25 a car. So, yay. That's what you're
Do with that
spending.
what you will. But it is
Seriously,
overall a really good time. Like
it is
you're
a
gonna
great time.
enjoy every dollar that you spend.
Yes. And now before any of you ask, that does not include gas or if you want to do like the easy tag, which I'm going to get billed for because my GPS put me on the like take freeway 249. We're on freeway 249. Holy shit. Like nothing but
Damn it, this is the tollway. Was it,
like
it was a flash? You were like, what the hell was
like
that? I was
because
like,
they're
the
taking
toll
the when
light?
you yeah, the flashes are the cameras taking pictures of your vehicles so they can send you the bill. And I was like, and I went through like five of them.
At probably like $1.75 a pop. So
Probably, if not a little more. But here's the thing. I will say this. If you're going to do the Renaissance Fair, definitely spend the money and do the easy tag or the tolls. And let me tell you why. Our 20 minutes to get there in the most frustrating of traffic, straight hour with the toll roads, and the freeway practically takes you right to the Renaissance Fair. I was so mad. I even told Roxy, "What the fuck is this shit? The freeway is right here, and here I am making lefts and
and
right
going
and
through the fucking backwoods and shit.
yes, like and turn left at Kickapoo, Texas." I'm like, "The
What
fuck?
the
Why?
hell?
Who the fuck ever comes to Kickapoo, Texas?" And then the freeway, literally, we're leaving. Freeway is right
Right there.
there. And I was
Bam.
like, I am so angry, Siri. If you were real, I would beat you to death. Like it was insane. It was insane. So when you're routing it, I would splurge for the tolls because that's going to be the cheapest thing you're going to spend at the Renaissance Fair. But
Yes.
I will say this. So Roxy, let's kind of go through the events that we attended when we first got there. We caught the
Mm.
tail end of a singing group called the Spice Boys.
Rice boys.
They were, I will admit, they were kind of funny, but we got the end of it. So it was basically the song where they're begging for money.
Well, I got to see a couple more songs than you did because you went to go get
Oh, yes, I went to go
food.
get food.
So I
Oh,
got to see a little bit more of their show than you got to see.
yes, you probably did because I went to go get food because someone was hangry at that point, and it was me.
You?
Me, it was
Oh,
me.
you? Because it wasn't
It was
me.
definitely me. And then
Like I had my margarita. I was happy.
but I got one of the best little compliments there when I was there. My heart just sank. So after I had got the food, I was walking back, and I don't know, Roxy, if you remember me asking you, do I have lipstick on me?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm walking back, and there is this Beautiful, mature, probably Mexicana woman dressed as Wonder Woman, but like the movie quality, like one new Wonder Woman, she looked great. And she saw me and she just wanted a picture with me. And I was like, "Aw." So I went, got a picture with her, and then she gave me a kiss, and I was like, "Oh, that was just great." And then I took off.
Made his day.
Yes, it really did. It really did. I
He
would
was
have
blushing
Yes,
still.
I would have asked for her number, but she was there with two other guys. I was like, "Is this any of these guys your husbands?" I'm like, I don't want that kind of issue, but
That's so funny.
but then it dawns on me, why would she have kissed me if she was married? So, you win,
Right.
you win some, you lose some. Anyway, I'm not that clever of a guy.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Roxy, seeing that you saw more of the Spice Boys, how was it? Was it pretty entertaining?
It was pretty entertaining. They basically had like songs from NSYNC or Backstreet Boys that they like just reworked
Hmm.
for like I guess like a pirate type thing.
Hmm.
But it was really cute. I thought it was great. They put on a good show.
And
And
then we
I
stuck.
enjoyed it. I think you missed out. You should have watched it.
I probably should have rushed, but no, that hunger and Wonder Woman was calling me, so
So I had to go.
had to go. Had to be my Superman self.
Right.
So, but then after that, we stuck around for the burlesque show, which was also
Mhm.
there. And I'm gonna say each show that you attend there is only about 30 minutes. It isn't a very
Yeah.
long
It's a
show at
quick
all.
act.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is a quick act. So the burlesque show was, I'm not gonna say it was the best burlesque show I've ever seen, but it was good. The women were beautiful. Well, the captain was very beautiful, and the one with the kind of weird light blue aqua hair, she was
Mhm.
just beautiful to me. And
Mhm.
then they had a third one who was cute, I'll give you that. Their show was more, how do I put it? It was entertaining. It
It's
was.
very rated G or PG-13. Let's say
Yeah,
PG-13.
PG-13 for a burlesque show.
Yeah.
But you get to see the booties and all that other good stuff, and they
They
were
definitely did a little tease. It was
yes,
cute. I thought it
they,
was very cute.
they were very beautifully built women. The captain was my favorite; she was gorgeous. But I noticed that whole skit was also designed around getting your money, because there's.
Well, they work off tips, so of
Yes,
course,
yes. So there's this saying, who has the bigger booty? And they get two guys to run out into the audience to collect money.
elected tips.
And
Yeah.
then the ending song is all about giving tips. And then the same
Yeah.
thing with the Spice Boys. Their ending song was all about giving tips too.
Hmm.
So you have a lot of money pandering going on there. So but it was entertaining. After we went from the Spice Boys and I loved their name. Tease of the Seas was
Keys
the
of the Seas.
burlesque show.
Hmm.
Then we went over to the jousting fight, which just Roxy, what was your take of the jousting fight?
I was disappointed. I thought somebody was going to get hurt.
Yes, I was really hoping for someone to at least die. There was just way too much talking and not enough dying for my taste. And I was like, boo.
When they started cheering or booing for each person, I was like, "Who's that? Why do we not like them?
Yes, like, why are we booing? Why are
Why
we
are we cheering for
cheering?
this guy? Why do we like him?
Sure,
I
like,
need
why
to
not?
know. I need facts before I start picking anyone."
I was like, it was interesting. It was interesting nonetheless. But so that was Roxy's first jousting fight, which was pretty
I
exciting.
expected a little more.
Yes, I think we all, even I was watching, I was like, that's
I
it.
expected like, I mean, I guess they did do the whole like and fall off the horse thing, but
Hmm.
can you at least make me think you got hurt?
Yes, or make it seem like it was real because it was pretty fake
And
falling.
then
I
what
mean,
was it, the little jousting stick?
yes,
It
your
would like
lance,
break
the
into like
lance.
shreds, and I was
Yes,
like, is that made to do that like on purpose for like dramatic effect, or did that
mhm,
really happen?
yeah,
Because tell me that it really happened, so I think it's real.
it really happened, sweetie. So yeah,
It broke too easily, but I
yeah.
mean, it was cute though.
So you do have a lot. They have a lot of shows going on for you at that
Mhm.
time. I mean, just throughout the day. Some shows I didn't get to see that I wanted to see. Like they normally have a bird of prey show that with these raptors, and that I didn't get to see that. They have we get to see some Scottish headbanging, and even that gave me a headache because we're sitting there
I
and
was like, okay, my neck already hurts for them
yes,
tomorrow.
my
Like,
head
oh my
hurts for
God.
them. They were bagpiping it, and then just these women were like,
They were
ah.
getting
And
down.
I was like, Jesus
I was like,
Christ,
yeah,
my
my neck
brain
hurts.
hurts. Thinking my skull was just rattling around up
Woo.
there, type of thing. But yeah, so they had it was you if you want entertainment, the entertainment's all there, and it's
Oh
based
yeah,
on
all the
tips.
different shows. It's great. You have a
Yeah,
lot to pick
so
from.
it's it. So in a way, the shows are included, and if you want to give a tip, you can, and that tip
Hmm.
can be as big or small or non-existent as you want. But all in all, it's a good time. It really is. I know when we were leaving towards the night, Roxy said how beautiful it was.
Oh yes.
It's dimly lit, and then you can actually see the stars. And then, it really does look like a Renaissance village. They have built it out to look like a Renaissance
Oh,
village. And throughout the video, you're going to notice I have little clips of what the villages look like and Roxy being goofy and a few pictures here and there. But altogether, it was a great time. I do recommend it. I don't recommend it every year, but I do recommend it. But the truth is, if you think about it now, the ticket itself runs about, with the fees and everything, runs about $34. So it's not a bad price for what you're getting. It really is.
yeah.
It is more costly when you get in there though.
But I
But
mean, that's just like any festival that you go to, any
yeah,
concert,
true
anything like
enough.
that. Like
Yes,
it's the same,
and I'm just
but a little
like
bit more entertaining.
yes, a little bit more entertaining. You do have a lot of entertainment, and just the people watching alone
Oh,
is pretty entertaining too.
yeah.
Like the way people are dressed, their creativity, everything was great. Roxy had never tried and new experiences. Like Roxy had never tried mead before,
Yeah.
and
Never
we
tried it.
and at the tasting we at least got actually 13 because they gave us that surprise one at the end.
Oh yeah.
So you get 12, 13 samples of mead.
In
And
like little bitty cups like this, you just get a little taste, like the samples
mhm,
at the store that they give you, the wine,
yeah, actually, I think it's a little bit bigger. It's like a smaller shot glass type of
maybe.
situation. And the truth is, they know what they're doing. They're starting off with the lower volumes of alcohol,
Hmm.
and then by the time you get, not even halfway through, you're already at the higher ones, and you're
You get
not
like a
quite feeling it.
12%.
Yeah,
I
oh
was
my
like, woo.
God, yeah. Like it was good. It was so good. We both had to buy a bottle.
Hmm. And I couldn't pick which flavor because there was a few of them that I really liked.
Mhm. And then the lady did a horrible thing and gave Roxy the sample of two of them that she combined, and then
I was like,
Roxy had
okay,
to
I think I
have
want the other
that.
one too.
Yes, I was like,
It
oh
was
my God.
so good. It was the apple pie mead and the cranberry spice mead that she
Mhm.
mixed together, and it tasted like Christmas in a cup. It was delicious.
Yes, it was truly amazing. Now, let me tell you this: if you're not familiar with mead and if you're not European and if you're not a Viking and you have no idea what mead is,
I
which
am
most
none of those things.
yes, and most Americans have no idea what mead is. Think of wine. Okay, so wine is fermented grapes, right? So mead is just fermented honey. So and it's a whole new level of deliciousness if you get the right honey tasting mead.
Hmm.
I know I strongly prefer the ones that actually taste like honey, where you can taste the pollen, and I know Roxy didn't care for that one. But Roxy cared for more. You like the more fruit flavored ones, right? Like
I
the
did like tasting
strawberry.
the honey. I just didn't like that particular one.
Yeah, yeah, that one's pretty wild, pretty strong, I think. But like the ones, the strawberry jam one,
Yeah, the
Roxy
strawberry
loved.
one was delicious.
She loved the blueberry. She
The
loved
blueberry wasn't the hibiscus
the
one. That one
hibiscus
was
one.
fun.
Uh, so
Blood orange, I think, was one. That one was
the
good.
blood orange was
The
surprisingly
mango
really
one,
good.
that was the other one that was just like,
Oh
whoo.
yes, that was delicious. That really was.
Hmm.
So you get all these wonderful flavorings, and I do recommend it. If you're someone who wants to try it, definitely try it. I personally have always liked mead, but it's not a drink that's very common. I have to go to a specialty liquor store to get mead when I want it. But that apple pie mead
Oh,
was
so
off the
good.
chain. Oh my God.
I'm waiting for the first like cool day. I'm gonna sit outside with my little cup of mead and
Mhm. I will milk it because remember what he says, mead actually gets better the longer it
The longer it
sits.
sits.
So I will make my bottle last for a couple of years, just like
Now,
having a
did
mead
you
every now
store
and
it
then.
just out or did you put it in the fridge?
I put it in the fridge
Okay, I did
because
too.
if you notice it, like some of those tasted really better if they're chilled,
Mm-hmm,
opposed to
hmm.
like if they're serving them at room temperature. But I personally love mead, but that's just me. Hopefully Roxy will become a fan of it. But for your
Yeah.
first experience, give us your overall.
Of the mead?
No,
Ooh.
well, no, of the whole Renaissance fair. Like, would
It
you
was
do it again?
overall it was a really good experience. I would definitely go again.
Hmm.
I like that there's like, I guess, quote unquote free entertainment.
Hmm.
But I do, you should tip your performers. Um, and then the food experience was cool. I just wish I would have been able to eat more regularly so I could
Hmm.
have eaten more things. But the mead thing, that was like the highlight of the day for me. That was a great experience.
Yes, that
And
was
just
a
walking, yeah, like so I really enjoyed it. I think I highly recommend. It was a great experience.
And I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna give a shout out really quick because my ticket would not have been available and the show idea would not have been available if it wasn't for Cami Madison, who had bought my ticket and
Thank you,
who
Cammy.
is, yes, absolutely a like adopted family and truly is family. I love you and I support you in anything you need. So Cami Madison, Anthony Madison, thank you so much, Cedric Madison, and all the rest of my extended family, Sophia, Bob, all of you guys, Sophia's mom's friend, Regina, all of you. It was wonderful seeing you and hanging out with you. I don't get to hang out with them that often. That's why I'm doing this shout out. Like I want to say the last time I hung out with them like that was at the Renaissance Festival, and that was like a few years ago. So
Mhm.
love you all. It was great. Thank you for the show.
Yes, it was really great to meet all of them.
Absolutely. And if you want to experience the Renaissance Fest, or maybe you just have some questions about Huzzah, you may do so. A lot of huzzahs going on there.
Oh
You
yeah.
can email us at thevcrshow.com, or you can check out our website and our social medias and our YouTube, all at the VCR Show. And if you want to share Renaissance costume ideas with Roxy, you can do so because, yeah, at her
On
social medias.
on Facebook at Roxy Perez Curvy Model, on Instagram at PopRox428, and on TikTok at the PopRox. And PopRox is spelled POPROXX.
And on a side note, me and Roxy had a delightful conversation on how none of those chain links would be able to fit her.
Yeah, I'd have to get a blacksmith to make mine.
Yes, exactly. We'd have to use like the ship chains that
Yeah,
you used to
come on, not that
to
big.
tether ships
Jeez.
down, like
Wow.
because Roxy is what you would call most fortunate
Yeah.
compared to other women. But until next time, I'm Vada,
And I'm Roxy.
and you've been listening to VCR.
Bye.
Bye bye. You have been listening to VCR, creative content by Richard Christopher Vara and Roxy Perez. Logo by Richard Christopher Vara with assistance from Annie Ramirez. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach us at thevcrshow@gmail.com or our social medias at Instagram and Twitter at the VCR Show. And you can also check out our content at thevcrshow.com. The show song is Addict by Nefex, instrumental, and you can find them on YouTube Music Library.